Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto Podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify, Apple, or Google, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It supports the podcast and it doesn't cost you anything. This content is brought to you by Uphold, which makes crypto investing easy. I've been using Uphold since 2017, so I can vouch for this platform. They have 10 plus million users, 250 plus cryptocurrencies, and they're available in 150 countries. In fact, they're still one of the only exchanges that still list XRP despite the SEC lawsuit. Other exchanges delisted XRP. Uphold still has it available to trade. And you can also trade precious metals and equities on Uphold. So if you'd like to learn more about this platform, please check out the link in the description. All right, my friends, it was a bullish day for the crypto market. Bitcoin was pumping really hard this morning. It blasted through $25,000. And then an hour later, it blasted through $26,000. There has been a pullback since, but that makes sense. Nothing goes up in a straight line. Bitcoin right now currently sitting near $25,000. And if you look at the chart here, you see the run up, guys, pretty strong. And it topped out about $26,400 before pulling back. And if we look at the 4-hour chart, just look at those green candles, guys, looking really strong. And there's our red pulling back. But as you can see, a green candle is forming here, building support levels, right? Once again, nothing goes up in a straight line. If we look at the macro chart, it certainly looks like Bitcoin's retracement is on track, right? I've been sharing this chart for a long time, months out, maybe coming up to a year now, that we were anticipating Bitcoin would correct, similar to what it did in 2018, bottom out, and then have a rally into a retracement in 2019. So similar pattern playing out here. And of course, we had to let it prove itself, right? We have to just give it time. And it kind of looked like it was deviating from that pattern. And then all of a sudden, a big pump, and we have a green candle here. So it looks like we're going to continue to move upwards. I'm really looking for Bitcoin to hit $30,000 and above to validate this retracement. And if it does go over 30, I may start taking some profits off the table. Ideally, I'm hoping it goes to 40 to 50,000 between that range, and then I'll take more profits. And of course, we expect the altcoins to follow Bitcoin's move and pump as well. And alts, I'll be taking profits from there. We have some analysts saying, watch XRP here, because the XRP chart looks very bullish. A descending triangle. I know I don't have it drawn on here, but it's looking like it's ready for a breakout, and that could dovetail with that breakout, that is, with the news from Judge Torres on the SEC Ripple lawsuit. So everybody's waiting in anticipation because everything has been filed. It's just a matter of what does the judge say? And boy, if the judge rules in Ripple's favor, which I think she will, but that's not guaranteed. We could see XRP blast off really strong and just send some really strong bullish momentum into the market. And once again, guys, all of these scenarios and thesis that I'm sharing with you, these are probabilities. They're not guarantees. They're not certainties, because we are in a very different macro environment. There's a lot of things happening in the economy, inflation rates, banks, all these things, a lot of things, right? But really amazing to see Bitcoin pumping despite all these bank collapses and all the things that have been going on. But this is why Bitcoin was created, as a hedge against government debasement of currency and crony capitalism and all these things, right? Banks getting bailed out and so forth. So expecting Bitcoin to continue, expecting alts to pop off. And here, one analyst also, it has the same thesis that I do, highlighting that, the altcoins could break out soon. So he highlighted ETH as the benchmark. He said, big moment. I have pointed this out to you several times. ETH breaks the downtrend that has existed for 1.5 years. So he showed the downtrend line here, and ETH broke out. He said, this is exactly how it happened in 2019, where the price more than doubled in a few weeks. This show begins. Watch your altcoins fly soon. Once again, not guaranteed, but the charts are telling a really bullish story here. And, when I say not guaranteed, I mean, like, look, a black swan event could happen and change all of this. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping it goes up, and I will be taking profits, guys. And please, I want to remind all of you, please don't forget to take profits. I'm not telling you what to do with your money or your crypto, but I'm just, as a principle, as a mindset, don't forget. I've had bull runs pass me by and I didn't take profits, and then I kicked myself in hindsight, like, man, I should have took some money off the table, right? I'm not saying you have to sell all your crypto. I'm not saying you give up your entire bag. I'm saying just be sure you're taking profits off the table. And if the bull run doesn't go as long or as high as we expect it to, if the price point you're expecting doesn't happen, at least you took some money and put it in your pocket, right, guys? You walked away with some additional money that you didn't have before. So please don't forget that. Once again, I'm not telling you what to do. Do your own research, but as a matter of an investing principle, just keep that in the back of your mind, right? Don't just look at the green candles go up and you're happy and you don't do anything about it. I'm talking from experience, and I've learned my lesson. So I will be taking profits as things move up. Now, what caused Bitcoin to skyrocket this morning? Well, the CPI, the inflation numbers, came in low. And when I say low, I mean lower than they were before. So the US inflation fell to 6%. So right away, markets were like, oh, that's great news. The other aspect of it, and the theme is the markets are pricing in and anticipating the Fed is going to pause rate hikes. Because here's another narrative. Elizabeth Warren on the SVB and Signature Bank collapses says Fed Chair Powell's actions directly contributed to these bank failures. Wow. So Powell is getting the heat now. He's getting blamed in mainstream media. And of course, he doesn't want that. And another problem here with the banks, Moody's cuts outlook for U.S. banking system to negative from stable, citing rapid deteriorating operating environment. So what does this all mean? It means, once again, the markets are saying, wow, okay, criticism of the Fed, inflation fell. It gives the Fed the narrative, especially with this banking crisis, to pause. And that's bullish for the markets, right? And then eventually they will cut rates. I don't think they're going to cut it right away. I think they will pause, though. We'll have to wait and see. It's not guaranteed. There's no certainties here, but the narrative is there, guys. And I think the markets are recognizing that, and we're seeing the move upwards. So I think this is bullish. I think we're not entirely out the woods yet with this economic situation, but the narrative's here to pause rate hikes and possibly do QE. We'll see what happens, right? We'll see how this banking collapse contagion spreads. And, even though the Fed is saying, oh, this is not a bailout, this is not this, we're not taking taxpayers' money. They're going to print that money anyway, because where they going to get the money from, right? So this is what the markets are saying. The markets are forward looking. So interesting scenarios here. Now, guys, I want to share something here, and a shout out to King Solomon. Many of you watch his YouTube channel and follow him on Twitter. He found the following patent from Royal Bank of Canada. This is crazy, guys. It's a clear example of watch what they do and not what they say. He tweeted out, nothing to see here, just a Royal Bank of Canada 2023 publicized patent showing a crypto user platform, a basket of crypto assets, a crypto liquidity pool / escrow system, and Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and Litecoin all playing nicely on the playground. And this is public information. You can go to Google Patents and pull this up. The name of the patent is called System and Method for Composite Cryptographic Transactions. And the abstract on it is a composite cryptographic data structure is described, and corresponding methods, systems, and computer readable media. It goes on, and here it highlights the composite cryptographic structure data is instantiated based on an underlying set of cryptographic tokens. Listen very carefully here, my friends. For example, blockchain / distributed ledger tokens that in some embodiments are transferable through or on-chain transactions established on one or more distributed ledger networks. Now, if you go through some of their paperwork and the things they are showing here, you clearly see user basket creation, 25% Bitcoin, 25% Ethereum, 25% Litecoin, 25% Ripple. Now, obviously, they mean XRP. And then an arrow pointing token creation template, and just some model here of some sort of market exchange. Guys, this is a bank. This is a bank. I thought crypto was a scam. I thought crypto is a big threat to the financial system, as Elizabeth Warren and all these folks are saying. I thought crypto's a fad. I thought crypto's a bubble. Guys, I think by now, if you have at least been listening to this podcast, watch what they do, not what they say. As I've said many times, we are headed to the token economy. Everything will be on the blockchain. We're going to have tokenization, and you're going to have these cryptocurrencies and digital assets flowing throughout said economies and ecosystems and so forth. And crypto and blockchain, all these things will be driving GDP growth. This is a global asset class. It's here to stay. It's the next layer on top of the internet. Don't be fooled by fudsters and people making up all kinds of narratives. Go and research things like this for yourself. You can go pull this patent up. It is public, but of course, it's not being reported by CNBC and so forth, right? You have to go and do your own research and read what these banks are doing, read their papers and their studies and so forth, right? This tells a different story than what you may see in the media and sensationalized headlines and so forth. Now, here's another example of adoption. Gibraltar's Xapo Bank enables GBP payments, which are Great Britain pound, prepares USDC option amid US crypto banking crisis. The retail-focused bank will be allowing users to make GBP payments directly to and from their UK accounts or wallets. Here's a quote from today. We also added support for GBP through the Faster Payments Network, meaning members will be able to make payments directly to UK wallets or banks, said Siamos Rocca, CEO of the retail-focused bank, in a statement to CoinDesk on Tuesday. Xapo will also activate USDC payments this week, enabling its users to send and receive the stablecoin directly to their Xapo bank accounts without any fees, Rocca said. So you're just seeing banks are adopting stable coins and crypto. I mean, I don't even know if you guys don't see what's happening here. I think you need to step away and then come back and look at it. It's the facts. It's what's happening. It's the adoption. It's not what they're saying, but what are they actually doing, right, guys? Here, Ron Hammond gave a great overview of crypto in DC. I'll just give you, some short parts of it because it's a long thread. He said, this week in Congress and crypto, lots of questions and not many answers. Policymakers have been getting briefed by regulators daily on SVB. This story will be front and center nearly every policy debate, including crypto, in the banking committees. Here's the latest. It is pretty interesting to watch the TradFi policy world deal with the sheer information flood that is Twitter. For many crypto folks, this is standard, but not as often for TradFi folks. Regardless, there is much more noise than substance, and it is causing problems. DC sees a huge sector devastated by a crisis and is now looking for a culprit. It seems as if mainstream Republicans are placing the blame on the Fed supervisors. Mainstream Democrats are saying the 2008 bill, S2155, which made changes to the Dodd-Frank Act and so on and so forth. So as Ron said here, they're looking for a culprit, and some are trying to say it's crypto's fault. But I think, a lot of folks now are recognizing it was the Fed. And did crypto play a part in the losses that, let's say, Silvergate Bank took? Of course, but that's not what had them underwater. It was the high rates and aggressive rate hikes from the Fed, and as well as failing bonds and all these things that these banks invested in, right? And then, of course, you had the likes of Elizabeth Warren and these folks starting bank runs with their respective tweets and letters. So it's just a mess all around, and we'll see what comes out of Congress. Hopefully, you don't have any idiots who are, paid off like Elizabeth Warren who are going to say, oh, it was crypto's fault, right? But I think now people are starting to see through that narrative that it's false. but we'll see what happens. Finally, guys, I want to let you know about Unstoppable Domains. I am a fan of their domain web names and all the great things that they're doing for Web3. Here they have launched Polygon Web3 domain, so .polygon. You guys know I'm a big fan of Matic. I have been stacking Matic because I'm bullish on it, and Matic is the native token of Polygon. So big update here from Unstoppable Domains. I actually have one of the domains from them. I think it's thinking.crypto. But this is the future, guys, in how people will send money, communicate, and so forth. You're going to just simply give them your Web3 domain, and they can send you anything because of interoperability. It's going to be really cool. The rails are still being built, all the wallet services and so forth. But it's kind of like, back in the day, you say, oh, give me your website address or whatever, your LinkedIn or so forth. Now, just go to whatever, Tony.Edward or thinking.crypto, whatever it is, or send me this and send me that. You could send me any cryptocurrency or digital asset, send me NFTs. And, because of interoperability, it will be able to accept different data from different chains and so forth. Anyway, guys, that's the news. Let me know what you think about this Bitcoin pump and the altcoins, having a rally as well. Where do you guys see Bitcoin going to? And leave your thoughts and comments, and I'll talk to you all later.